Welcome to the coolest stuff on the planet.
Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to this fabulous little podcast that we call The Coolest Stuff on the Planet. I'm Rachel, and I'm sure you know who that guy is, Frederick.
Yes, today I am Matthew.
He's my co-host with the most. And today we're back at the Alhambra for part 2, as promised. And we're going to break this impossibly giant topic into yet another tiny podcast and hope we do it the tiniest bit of justice.
Oh, yes.
So
a lot of symbolism went into making the Alhambra, and one of the most reoccurring symbols that you'll find is water. There are fountains, fish ponds, reflecting pools, and irrigation channels all over the complex. Water was a sacred element to the Moorish people. It represented life, purity, and paradise.
And you have to remember that the Moors had come from Morocco, North Africa, desert area.
Yeah, the desert.
So water, I mean, that was another reason that water was a sacred, precious element to them.
Yeah, not even spiritually.
Literally.
Very physically sacred.
Yeah. So the Moorish kings that were responsible for building up the Alhambra over time actually built aqueducts to divert the flow of the nearby river to the Alhambra.
Yeah, exactly. So, in addition to being a decorative element on its own, which it is, absolutely, the water also fed the lush gardens, the gardens that are all over the grounds, and it's also, it provided drinking water to everyone. Everyone who lived there, all the workers and the royalty, everybody got their water from that aqueduct.
Because it was essentially like a city, kind of. Like
Absolutely.
It ran that way. So, and did you know they actually had hot and cold water? Like they had plumbing and they had...
I did. The hot water was...
They had hot baths and stuff. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So in addition to these irrigation channels that you have, there are also a lot of really nifty looking fountains.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them have faces. Some have water coming out of their mouths. You'll see in these images here. I really like the Fountain of the Lions.
Yeah, there's the lions surrounding.
It's like a basin that's surrounded by 12 marble lions. I think the neatest thing about this fountain, and I don't know if you knew this fact, Matt, supposedly there were 12 because each lion represented an hour of the day. And so it was originally used as a clock.
Oh, wow.
So every hour, a different lion would shoot a stream of water out of its mouth to mark the hour.
Okay, guys, you have to excuse me. I want to talk about water for just one more second, and then we'll move on, I promise.
You're obsessed with water.
I know. Seriously. Okay, so check this out. This is a reflecting pool, and this is just a pretty standard little rectangular reflecting pool. You find them all over the world. This one, however, for some reason, I found this to be one of the most interesting things when I was here at the Alhambra. And I think in retrospect, it's because everything in that place is so intricate, so complex. Everything from just the wall to the statues, everything's been hand carved.
It dazzles the eye.
Oh man, it's just hard to even look at. It's so complex. This thing, all it is reflecting its surroundings. And to me, what we've been talking about, I kind of realized this. These people from the desert, when you look down at this wavy reflection of the actual building, it's almost like the dream or the thought of the building exists inside the pool.
It's like a mirage of something.
Yeah, a desert mirage. Very cool. I loved that idea. And also, it creates cool light all around in this courtyard.
Which is, I understand, kind of another big draw of the Alhambra, that the light is really beautiful and it filters through the windows and the different spaces
everywhere
in beautiful ways throughout the day.
Another one of the coolest places to visit while you're at the Alhambra is the Palace of Charles V. After the Christian rulers took Granada in 1492, they added some of their own little touches around the complex, and this is one of them.
So the Holy Roman Emperor, Charles V, commissioned this circular Roman kind of style courtyard or rotunda. It was supposed to have a dome on the top originally.
Yeah.
But it was never finished. But today you can visit it in this open space. And I have read that the acoustics inside are really good. And you were telling me something about that, Matt.
Yeah, it was crazy. This is one of the most memorable things when you're walking around the Alhambra. You walk into this huge circular rotunda, and right at the center, at least if you've got a tour guide, they'll take you to the center. And when you're talking in there, you can just hear everything. It's almost like your ears got an upgrade. You got +4 hearing somehow. It's just incredible. You can whisper at the center, and if you're standing all the way on the other side, you can hear audibly exactly what that person is whispering, which is creepy and incredible.
It's kind of neat.
Another thing to check out while you're around this area it's the Generalife Gardens. They're right around the corner, and the Generalife Palace was the Moorish Sultan's summer getaway. It's like his summer chill house.
Which is crazy to think that he needed a getaway from the Alhambra.
Of course.
I guess even opulence gets old. So.
Yeah, man, it's just too intricate in here.
It's like my eyes are tired. I need a break.
P.S. These lush gardens, they are centuries old.
So in the early 1800s, American writer Washington Irving ended up staying at the Alhambra for several month-long stay.
Mm-hmm.
He was really inspired by what he saw.
Absolutely.
And he ended up writing a novel called Tales of the Alhambra, which really helped to repopularize it because the Alhambra had suffered a little bit of neglect over the centuries. And so this kind of brought it to more to the attention of the world, and it was restored and all that stuff over the centuries. So here's a quote from that work. In the silent and deserted halls of the Alhambra, surrounded with the insignia of regal sway and the still vivid, though dilapidated traces of oriental voluptuousness, I was in the stronghold of Moorish story, and everything spoke and breathed of the glorious days of Granada when under the dominion of the Crescent.
Nice, that's cool. Guys, I think that's it for this podcast. There's so much more to the tale of the Alhambra. There's intrigue and bloody history, betrayals, defeat, surrender, all kinds of good stuff. But it would not necessarily fit this podcast.
You know what, though? I mean, it would be a good topic for the Stuff You Missed in History Class podcast.
It would.
So if any of you listen to that, maybe you should ask those ladies to do a topic on the history of the Alhambra, because it's pretty cool. Definitely should. Do a little search on the howstuffworks.com site, and you can find some more information on the place, on the Alhambra.
That's true. I guess that's about it.
Yeah. So we really hope that you've enjoyed this little virtual tour of Moorish Spain and the beautiful, beautiful Alhambra. And we'll probably see you next time for more cool stuff, but it probably won't be about Spain.
No, it won't.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit howstuffworks.com and let us know what you think. Email travelpodcast@howstuffworks.com. Don't forget to check out our other podcasts, free on iTunes.